The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell.
But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off.
Yes, 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 yes.
Get rid of your six-sided ring already!
Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast. Hey, we're back. It's been a while. Yeah, what's this? There's a nice studio we're sitting in, too. Welcome to the World Heavyweight Podcast. Thanks for the listen, the like, the follow. Follow us at the WHPC on Twitter, Instagram, all those things, thewhpc.podbean.com. Like, share, subscribe on iTunes and all of those things. We have a special guest this week, Chris from Brooklyn from the High Society Radio.
What's going on?
In the house. How's it going? Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to do it.
We have... Actually, hang on. I got a call from Ralph. We'll pause this here. So through the magic of editing, we'll fix some of that up. So, thanks for coming in, man.
No problem.
We were supposed to be here a little bit earlier, but Ralph completely forgot that he
had a show
was supposed to have a show booked that he's doing somewhere else. So he's like, "Oh, I'm coming back now." I'm like, "No, we're already in." I talked to Shannon.
Yeah, she's good. We're set.
Oh shit! I have no idea where I'm going now. I had a whole plan. Shocker there. I don't know where I'm fucking going. But yeah, we've been gone for like. I looked at it the other day. We've been gone for like a month.
Yes.
Which shows how much there's been to talk about.
WWE's wife. Yeah.
I mean,
You haven't watched really anything, right?
I watched, because I knew I was coming in here, I did watch Raw and SmackDown this week, but I haven't really watched
I still
Money
haven't.
in the Bank.
I watched like the first quarter of Raw this week.
Yeah.
And apparently I didn't miss anything.
Well, I haven't watched the 3-hour Raw in a really long time.
It's not
I'm doing the
worth it.
90-minute Hulu version for a while.
Yeah.
I have no idea if there even is tag team champions anymore.
Exactly. That's like the biggest complaint about that Hulu cut lately. It's like, man, you're cutting out an entire title.
They also put in. They always put in any of the like celebrity guests and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Not any. Also, all the women's matches, even
Yes.
the ones that are like that don't really matter.
Yes.
And it's like, why am I watching?
They pretty much figured out like, all right, we only got an hour and a half. We got to highlight like, let's say maybe 4 or 5 things, and it's always going to be ladies title. Men,
main event.
Some single men's. The main event has been over the last couple weeks. It's been switching up between like a big ladies tag match for a main event, or
but there's really nothing interesting happening.
nothing. Right
I was
now.
talking with my friend the other day. It's like, what
Here's
am
the
I
thing.
talking about?
I tuned in to Raw, and I'm more interested in the singles feud between Roman and Lashley than what they were doing, which was they were supposed to be building to a fatal 5-way match at Extreme Rules that was going to lead into a title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Which they just didn't even mention this
Right.
week because Brock Lesnar has a UFC fight in 6 months.
Yeah, which was great, by the way.
Yes.
that
was
went
pretty
that
insane.
that
You saw
went
that, right?
that
Oh,
went
it was
from
awesome.
being one of the worst co-mains ever to one of the best co-mains ever.
Terrible.
Like just the show itself.
Oh, I mean, look, nobody likes to see a first-round knockout when you've paid for that match.
I don't care.
fight.
That's not the problem. The problem was that co-main event
The
going in
heavyweight
was just a
before that.
clusterfuck.
I also kind of think this about that UFC card. I honestly thought that the plan was whoever wins that fight is fighting Lesnar, right?
Right.
But then you have the #1 ranked heavyweight in the fucking world.
Yeah.
Be the most boring fighter anyone's ever seen. Go from being one of the most exciting fighters anybody has seen in years to
Right.
the most boring fight.
I'm not a UFC guy, so I'm not familiar with most of these guys, but I had been you hear in the hype packages leading up to that
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy's a monster and everything.
He's a knockout
he threw
artist.
11 punches.
You don't need a UFC
I was
expert.
excited for that fight.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. In the first round, I was like, oh, they're just feeling each other out. It's made
Right.
tense.
Right.
And then I'm just like, oh, it's going to happen. And then he just did
and
nothing.
then just nothing happened.
And by the second round, a minute in, everyone's just like, "Oh my god!"
Is this really?
Oh
when
my
the ref,
God.
When the ref has to come over and tell you, like,
Guys,
look,
hit
I'm going to
each
need
other.
Yeah, I'm going to
Something
need to
boring
see you
me.
guys fight.
I'll be honest, more power to Derek Lewis because he had a
Right.
disadvantage in reach. He was trying stuff. He was
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
engage. But, like, what do you really do when that guy's got that much space on you?
Right.
And it wasn't like he wasn't, like, putting the jab out there.
Right.
And at any minute you can get knocked out. But
Because the guy's a monster, so I don't want to get in
We
range
got
of
to
being
see
knocked
how-
out by a goddamn monster.
We got to see his impressive switch kick a few times, but outside of that, like everyone knew, like you want to know why Brock's the next contender is because that co-main event was garbage.
And that was the number 1 ranked
Yeah.
fighter in the division.
Yeah.
And when he comes in the ring and says
You had a
everybody
chance to
else in
show
this
us
division is
something.
fucking garbage and
Yeah.
trash, he's not really wrong, because what we saw before, if that's your number 1, come on, man, really?
Like, they were
going to
book a controversy match already because Brock was there, and now like now you can't even defend the number 1 guy.
Could you
after
imagine
that
if John
last fight.
Jones didn't fuck up?
Where
what would he
be
be dealing with
See,
right
that's
now?
The thing
Where would he
is,
be?
that's the fight that people wanted to see.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the fight that makes sense. It's a huge money fight, and it's you get to see Lesnar fight John.
It
Jones
wouldn't even
first
have to
fight
be
in
for a
heavyweight.
title.
Yeah.
Be a fun exhibition match.
Yeah, I'd see it.
By,
let
it'll
him
be
be.
fine.
by
5
fun, I
rounds.
mean someone gets murdered. But
Let
it's
them
gonna be
both
great.
do drugs. I don't care.
I mean, that would probably be the first time a fight main evented a card without being a championship.
Oh, for sure.
And there would be a title fight on that, whatever that card was.
Yeah, there would be leading into that. You'd have a lightweight or something. You'd have something that would
Yeah.
be a draw.
The
but
tweets
then
are
you
gonna
put
be
that
like-
on. It's like, yeah, fuck. Let me see those two monsters kick the shit out of each other.
I imagine there'd still be people tweeting like, "Oh, it's like a Roman Reigns match. Boo! Why you
you.
main eventing?"
Fuck those people. It's Brock Lesnar in he's got mailbox hands. I want to see him use them.
Full of rocks.
It's not like he's not a fucking former heavyweight champion.
Right, exactly. He's a guy that knows how to fucking fight. So
But here's the thing, though, is like, don't they need him to drop that belt before? Like, I don't think he
They don't
beats
need to.
DC.
I don't know, man. It's interesting because you just see the two of them when Brock gets in the ring. First off, Brock
Steve
storming the
Miocic
ring.
was the longest. He's the most dominant heavyweight.
2014,
in the history,
right?
Yeah, in the history of the division in the UFC, and DC knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah, man.
So look, the guy was undefeated at heavyweight. The only fights he lost were the 2 against John Jones,
Mm-hmm.
who is arguably the most talented fighter of all time. He just fucked his own shit up.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like Lesnar was never in that conversation.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's a freak athlete, and that's
For sure.
all anybody ever really
For sure.
does.
Because even before he left, he got liver kicked by, what was it? I just lost his name. The other giant heavyweight that got kicked off the card because they made room for CM Punk.
Oh, I can't even remember. But he, Hunt? You mean the last?
Not Hunt. Overeem.
Oh,
was the
yeah,
last
yeah.
fight that I really saw of Lesnar's outside of the one where he's been coming back juiced out of his mind.
That was right into diverticulitis, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And
I remember him.
And
I
again-
mean, yeah. So I thought he was done around then, but then what happened?
But again, all right. So back to the fact that WWE has been boring enough where we're talking on a wrestling podcast about UFC,
Right. Which
Whatever.
I think I'm kind of just moving away from
Whatever.
just talking about stuff that I like in general. So whatever.
But also just think about it like it's just that's the most interesting Lesnar's been in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just kind of like, how is this even? Like, I don't know, man. And you have like. Braun's got the briefcase. You've got a story to tell. Look, you get Seth Rollins being a workhorse.
Uh-huh.
You have Seth Rollins beat fucking Lesnar by count out. Lesnar does that stupid laugh he always does.
Yeah.
And then you hear the Braun music at the
Yeah.
end of SummerSlam. It's a great fucking finish.
Yeah.
It fucking writes itself. Seth Rollins been on a roll.
I wanted Braun to want to cash it in right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
And do something different.
Let's have that
and say
match
it's like,
right
no,
now.
I
Right
have
now.
the briefcase. You said anytime I want.
yeah.
It's when I want it, right? So if Brock isn't here, he must not want to fight for his title. So either give me Brock, or as Samoa Joe says, give me
That's
my title.
the only problem, though, is Braun is the biggest babyface on the show, and that's not exactly a babyface move. That's a heel move right off the
Yeah,
bat.
kinda,
It's dirty.
but nobody
the champ's
cares.
not there. You know,
Look, that's the thing.
it just doesn't make sense.
They gave him that briefcase so that this is the only way. And the reason why they gave it to him is like, all right, they've built Brock to this level where the only way to get the belt off fucking Brock is with fucking Braun with the briefcase.
And the last
He's
time he
gonna
had a
have to
match
do
with him was what, January,
Yeah.
with Kane involved.
Yeah.
So by default, you got
Which-
Paul Heyman's going to be
Can
like,
we talk about Kane in WWE in 2018 and how fucking preposterous that is to me
Howard
right
the
now?
Hater.
Still, I still don't like.
Howard
Can we
the
not
Hater.
have it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's 20 years later.
what else do you
Corporate
want?
Kane made sense.
A little bit. It's
It was the back end of
2018.
Corporate Kane where he started doing the super dark segments behind stage. It's going to be like the burning fiery depths of hell and
That
work
was
its
good.
way in the corporate symmetry.
And he gives Seth the gift of his own bronzed head.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think that whatever. They're clearly just doing a nostalgia act somehow. I think this is because I think this is kind of he's probably going to win that election.
What else?
I hope
Well,
so.
there's that, and what else are you going to do with Daniel Bryan for another month besides
This is killing time
have
for him.
matches that you want to put on a bigger show?
And I'll tell you, Daniel Bryan has he's been willing to put people over. He put Rusev
for sure.
over.
Absolutely.
It's been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's even said. It's like, I don't need to do anything else. I'm just here to put everybody and their mom over at this point.
Do you think he wants? Because people are still saying that he might leave.
Oh yeah, it's a possibility. It's
did he
still
sign?
possible.
Did he sign a deal?
No, it's September as his contract is up.
Oh, okay. So he.
We'll know
who
around then
knows?
whether or not he took the extension or if
He said he wants to
lost.
work there.
I
He
mean,
loves
why-
it.
why-
If he loves it, that's where he wants to be.
He just
but-
wanted to wrestle while working.
You see
there.
guys like Cody going around making doing headlining all these big shows. You got
Yeah.
All In.
Oh, yeah.
You got to wonder like, hey,
It's not like there's
I
no
could
money
bet
to
on
be made.
myself and do something
Yeah.
just as awesome.
for if he
But
leaves,
it's a lot more work. Even Cody said.
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
He had an
Oh,
interview
absolutely.
recently, and honestly, that main event, I thought that they. I liked the Ring of Honor match. A lot of people said it was underwhelming.
Which one?
The first match between Cody and Omega.
I liked
thought
it.
was
Oh,
great.
Supercard? Yeah.
I thought the finish was fucking
the
fantastic.
Yeah.
the problem with that was it was an hour after NXT.
Yeah.
and we had
I didn't even watch NXT. I watched.
we
Supercard of Honor.
we were
I watched
watching
NXT.
literally both of them at the same time.
Oh, it was a command center. That was
We had
the,
it like set up. We had in here where there's two TV,
We had
like
three
we had
screens
TVs
going
over,
simultaneously.
Yeah, 'cause at WrestleMania week, there's any given time, there's 5 shows happening.
Yeah.
So we had at least 3 shows on at once sometimes,
Yes.
just to kind of have them on. Like some we were paid, but like that one was like NXT was on our big one, but we had the Ring of Honor show on the other one. So in between, you could see the other ones. By the time we got to that main event, we're like, I already saw the best wrestling match tonight. Like it was good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it was a very good match.
That was the Gargano Almas match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. and that's like some people's match
And
of the year.
I can't stand Almas. I just don't.
Really?
Like, I don't
Why
like
not?
him. I don't like him on my television. He's got a hot chick with him. I guess that makes him watchable. I just like, no. You know, look. Sometimes no, but here's the thing.
So he's really you could buy in, no problem with him.
No, like I just don't.
Oh, what a
sometimes
scumbag.
people don't connect with you.
Fair
enough.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And it's
like
like,
Adam
all right.
Cole doesn't really do it for me. He's starting to win me over. He's starting to win me over.
Give him time.
But-
like Bobby Lashley, for about 5 months, like 4 months, 5 months, I was just like, and then he started winning me over, and this was when he was still on Impact.
I'll tell you this about Bobby Lashley. The one thing that won me over about him is MVP. I will be a mark for MVP
Okay.
forever. And he got Lashley over to me where I'm like, oh, I like Lashley now. Just because he's got that one promo. It's like, who's watching your back? This is who's watching my back. And he just keeps saying Lashley over and over again while Lashley's like deadlifting and shit. I'm like, yo, I love this dude.
That's the thing that they haven't done very well in the WWE. Like he's been put more over with other companies like Bellator and Impact than he has been with WWE. Like you even talked about it, and he's even said it on his shows. Sam Roberts said that like if you listen to his interview with Lashley instead of that Renee Young interview thing that they did, you would want to cheer Bobby Lashley tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah.
because he's just a likable guy.
That's because the Renee interview was made
Here's the
for
thing.
TV. It has no substance behind it. It was just to right into an angle.
Yeah.
You can make him a weird tweener. I don't understand. They got this match between him and Roman coming up, right?
Yeah.
You fucking pull out Vince,
Yeah.
and you go, this man has earned my respect. You haven't. And how much heat does that generate in
So
general?
much. They're not going to pull out Vince though.
Why not? Sell the
They
fucking
should.
thing. These are your 2 fucking top
Yeah.
guys. Lesnar's not around. These are going to be the 2 top guys on Raw.
He took
Yeah.
a headbutt from Kevin Owens
Yeah.
on TV to get him over.
real?
Oh, that was great.
I think they should just get rid. Like, can we do something with Kurt Angle though? He is a wet bag of garbage right now. Like, I can't stand him on. Like,
It's a good thing you don't watch the 3-hour Raw because
is
your
it that
biggest
bad?
complaint about
He
Kurt
is awful.
is he's just he's saying one thing and then doing another constantly.
everything's nonsensical. Like, if you
Nonsensical matches.
if you're trying to think in any terms of direct logic or anything like that, it's just like, and even you have to suspend disbelief. But it's like, I don't know what you're doing.
Like,
here.
do you remember Team Hell No going to counseling over anger management?
Yeah.
They tried to do something just like that
With Bayley and
with
Sasha.
Bayley and Sasha, which makes no sense. They're not even a tag team, and this has been boiled over
Were they
like
supposed to be best
twice.
friends?
They were friends, and then they've been like beating
make-
the shit out of each
they
other
make
for like
such-
6 months. months.
You've got Extreme Rules coming up. You have the Bailey heel turn. And here's the thing.
I don't even need a Bailey heel turn.
No.
Make Sasha Banks the heel
That
that she's
wasn't a
supposed
Bailey
to
heel
be.
turn. That was her sticking up for herself. You ain't shit, Sasha.
Here's the
thing.
You ain't shit.
Here's
it
the
was great.
thing. You've been to Raw in the last few years, right?
Yeah.
The way little black girls pop for Sasha Banks,
real.
she will never be a heel again.
Oh, Queen.
Well, you could. She
No,
could be.
she could.
She could still
She
get
could.
cheers as the boss character, being a bad guy.
Maybe I'm just saying, it's like I go to you go to a wrestling show, every little fucking girl, every little black chick, I go to Brooklyn. It's a lot of little black girls in there with their fucking dad.
A lot of
I hear
kids.
you.
They fucking pop.
For real.
When Sasha Banks comes out.
I
Like,
agree.
it's crazy. And I'm just saying, here's the thing. Heel Bailey could be interesting. And I'll be honest, that's interesting against fucking Rousey. And that's what they're building a whole fucking division around.
Yeah. It would be something that we didn't
Sasha
necessarily
Banks
care about.
standing next to Ronda Rousey, you're never going to buy.
No.
She's too dainty.
No, for real. Yeah. I agree.
It's just... look, man.
Yeah, she's
look
a
at
twin.
Ronda's legs. You know what I mean? So she has not had to cut weight. Her fucking legs... To quote Derek Lewis from that boring co-main event that you guys are talking about, where's Ronda Rousey's fine ass at?
But
After he beat the shit out of her husband. He said, you guys remember that? It was fucking awesome. He beat the shit out of her husband,
who's her husband?
Travis Brown, and then
Okay.
said something about the fact that he had a DV against her, and it was like, pussies in this division out here hitting women. He's like, where's Ronda Rousey's fine ass at? That he beat up her husband.
Where's everyone getting triggered there, huh? Where's that?
UFC is really doing the pro wrestling stuff a little bit better than pro
They're
wrestling
letting
is
guys.
right now.
So here's the thing, and
letting
all the
guys
guys
talk.
who are drawing money are fucking talking.
course.
Look what Kobe Covington is doing. And then he called out Tyron Woodley, and then Tyron Woodley's like, he's like a Trump supporter, Kobe Covington.
Okay. Mhm.
Right? He's like, I'm bringing this belt to the White House to meet my man Trump.
Oh, no.
And then he called out Tyron Woodley, who's the guy one weight class higher that's a champion. He's like, I want to get 2 belts. I'm calling you out.
Oh, no.
And then Tyron Woodley posted mad Instagram photos of him with the dude's sister.
Oh,
I was like, oh, you're a Trump supporter? Guess what? This black guy's fucking your sister. Look, man, I think WWE is just, they're trying too hard for sure. They always jump their own sharks. Like Team Hell No, even back in the day, Team Hell No was a perfect example.
Yeah.
When they were both walking around going, I'm the tag team, I was on board. But then once they started going
When
to
the weak
counseling,
link. Well, that was the counseling part started all that.
yeah, true.
And like the
That's what
counseling
kicked it
part,
off, and it was hilarious.
and that I wanted to hate that real bad.
Yeah,
but
it kinda
then
worked.
when it started working, I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
now
they're
it's
just
kinda
trying to
You
do it
fast
again.
forward to a couple weeks
It's
ago.
like- it's
anytime you try to rehash something, it's going to be terrible.
It's like with 28.
Slanderizing your own characters.
It's like in 2018, everything's got to get a reboot. So I guess we might as well start rebooting everything with Daniel Bryan.
I think it's just to give. I think Kane's got some time left on his fucking contract.
Oh, yeah.
It's something to give Kane to do before the
and
selection.
it kills time with Daniel Bryan before putting him in any like meaningful title
See,
picture.
that's
too.
what I was trying to convey to you before.
And I
you were
kind of
just
know
like,
that.
No,
I kind of know that, but I just
why?
want
Why? Let me flash back to that night. Why?
It just doesn't have to be Kane. Is
Well,
my point.
here's the
because
thing.
Kane is an ancient relic from a bygone era at this point.
So here's the thing, though. If they're doing that to get Sanity over, and Sanity destroys the two of them
Great.
on Monday, then
Great.
that's good. But I can't see them beating the Bludgeon Brothers.
No. If they give him the titles, I'll be like, what are you doing here?
And I believe, what is it? Usos.
Selling that merch.
No, it's
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Day Sanity on Sunday.
Yeah, they're
tables
gonna.
match.
I don't like tables matches because I feel like a tables match should just mean tables are legal.
I think it should always be at least best 2 out of 3 falls.
Fair enough. So you use multiple tables.
Yeah.
Instead of just teasing a bunch.
Or
of
if
tables.
it's a tag match, both members of the team have to be put through the table.
Yeah, everybody,
enough. And
if
everyone's
it's
got to go through a table on
And if
its
it's
own.
a
man.
6-man tag
All-
match, which it is,
More tables.
Yeah.
because then it's interesting.
Because then you get 5 table spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's real interesting? The England team crying.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, we have this on.
It's
We
over.
got the World Cup on right now, so
Wah, wah.
apparently it's not coming home.
Nah.
And all those, I couldn't get enough of England fans celebrating though. That was my favorite thing. Jumping through.
You
freaking-
knew it was like one more step away. They're like, and we're going to retake the colonies. And you're like, whoa. Whoa, you guys got to calm down.
How'd you like the New Japan show though?
I thought it was. I honestly loved every match on that card.
Yeah, it's really
And
good.
here's the thing. I wanted to very badly fast forward through
Tag matches, right?
no Switchblade versus Juice Robinson.
Oh,
good
that
thing you
was
did
one of
it.
the best ones.
It was great. Hate them both. Switchblade kind of has won me over a little bit after the Omega match.
We were watching Jay White for a while when he was doing his Ring of Honor
Okay.
stuff, so we kind of know like,
Jay White?
hey, this guy's pretty cool. So.
Yeah.
Look, every once in a while, but like mostly, I'm just kind of like, I don't buy it. I look at him and I'm just like, And like Juice Robinson, I'm just like, why is the internet sucking this dude?
He's got the hottest promo going forward right now.
He just dropped F-bombs and MFers. And
the good thing is, in New Japan, you can say whatever you want, but from his pre-match, what was it? The post-match interview when he broke his hand.
I saw that. Yeah,
There was
it
that
was in
one.
the promo package of the show.
Right.
Great. And then, that's right, there was.
Sparklers out of my nipples and bald eagles out my ass.
And then there was the post-match one.
He's just a fun guy to watch.
Which was
I just can't get into it.
he went like what he said. You felt like he was right from the heart, talking about like, look, when I left NXT, they told me, look, just bet on you. It took 3 years, and look at this, I'm a champion finally.
Yeah. All right. I mean, look, I kind of get it. It's just,
It's the
I don't know, it's just something about him.
it's the flamboyant gimmick.
fair enough.
and
Like,
It's kind
I
of,
like a flamboyant gimmick sometimes, though. I liked heel Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Bobby Roode's great.
As a little kid, Goldust was one of my favorites. Like, I didn't like that he hit Roddy Piper with a car, but whatever. Like,
it was awesome though.
but like, I don't hate that type of
Right.
thing. It's just something like every once in a while, I just like look at like my buddy Dave cannot watch Shawn Michaels.
Now,
I could be like, yo, watch this match.
Wait, what?
He hates.
How?
He's just like as soon as the fucking
Is he
music hits-
6?
Huh?
Is he 6?
No, he's an adult man, and as soon as the fucking music hits, he's just like, I just fucking hate it.
He's like the 1% of people who just can't do that.
And look, I'm not the biggest Shawn Michaels fan because of
Right.
the character, but like, the work is undeniable.
Yeah, it's
I
out of this
literally
world.
well up when I watch him kick Ric Flair in the face.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Every
incredible.
time.
It's incredible. Yeah, that's a weird one. I've never heard that. Like, for me, it's Randy Orton. I don't
Okay.
give a fuck about Randy.
I'm not a huge. I'll be honest though. I was watching SmackDown at the time. I wasn't watching Raw. SmackDown was on broadcast TV, and I didn't have cable. And I saw an episode of The Soup where Randy Orton drooled on Stephanie McMahon, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta start watching Raw again." And I did.
And it's never.
And like
Biggest
that,
mistake.
Legacy though. Legacy was
Legacy
pretty
was
dope.
alright. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Legacy was pretty cool. Wait, which one was Legacy again?
That
Legacy was him,
Cody, and
DiBiase.
Oh no, I was thinking of
Yeah.
Evolution. Sorry.
Yeah. Evolution was cool too, but like he wasn't like the main.
Right, he was the blue chipper.
But when
Yeah,
he
it's
was
a breakout.
when he would take like 10 minutes to walk to the ring and people would just be booing, I love that so much.
It's so good.
He drooled all over Stephanie McMahon's face. It's so funny.
It's the last like 5-6 years of Randy Orton is just like
He's just
whatever.
there because he gets a pop every
Right.
time. And
Which he hasn't been there, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
if
Nah,
I
he
think
hasn't
about
been
it,
a lot.
he has
Well, he's a part-
not been around.
He's a part-time guy that nobody talks because he's not quite as part-time as like the other guys.
Right.
But he's a guy who's like, do you remember like for a while before the Undertaker was only wrestling once a year? I was like, where the fuck is the Undertaker? And then all of a sudden he'd show up.
Right.
And then he'd be working for 3 or 4 months, and then he'd be gone for 3 or 4 months, and he'd come back.
Yeah, he's that
And
kind
then
of
like
guy.
Orton is kind of like
Yeah.
on that.
He's
And he's
moved
earned
in-
it.
Yeah, he's moved into the Cena realm,
Yeah.
sort of, but he just takes his time to do whatever the fuck he
I'd
wants.
say the Jericho realm, where you literally
Yeah, he's
you're on
more
for a
like
couple
that.
months, you could disappear for 6 months.
Jericho's a fucking champion in another company.
Yes,
though.
he is.
That's
10-time
unheard.
Intercontinental Champion.
That we were watching that
That
match.
is
We're
not
like,
the same, but it's still pretty awesome.
yeah, no, but I mean, like, we're sitting there. It's like, holy shit. Did Jericho just win the IWGP
Yeah.
Intercontinental title?
Yeah,
Like,
I was
what the
pretty
fuck
shocked.
just
But
happened?
so here's the thing. So like, all right. So that's actually talking about what we're talking about. Like, it's kind of boring. It's like, so WWE has like all this talent.
right.
Yeah,
I think they overexpose all of them.
For sure.
quite a bit.
Like everybody and then they underexpose people. Like, what the fuck is up with the Authors of Pain?
No idea.
Nothing.
It's just not. It's not their time right now.
We've discussed this all the time. Like, how do
Literally-
you have a show with that many people
Yeah.
and be mediocre?
It's like they're not comfortable taking people off TV. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, the reason why NXT
Yes.
and Lucha Underground will always keep my attention because they film 4 episodes at once. So those guys are not wrestling
Yes.
on every show.
Yeah,
exactly.
you don't need to see the champ every show.
Yep.
And how come they only know that with Lesnar?
I know.
And here's
Exactly.
the thing is, you can have a workhorse of a show. You could probably put Seth Rollins on every show.
Yes,
but
that's why that title's there.
I don't need to see Roman. I don't need to see Bobby Lashley. I mean, obviously, no one needs to see Roman anymore. But like, you know what I mean? Like some of these other guys that it's just like, even on like SmackDown, like, why is AJ wrestling on every fucking show?
And why did they have a match with AJ versus Shinsuke? Yesterday, when he's
I didn't
got
see it. I don't know what happened, but
it's the dream match.
that you've already given to us 5 times and managed to kind of fuck up.
Pounded into the
I
dirt
think
and
that's
elbow dropped it on top of
I think that's more
it.
Shinsuke wanting to work a safer style as he gets older.
But still, but the story, the way
Like
it
his
went
style
was
hasn't
just
really
kind of
changed that much at all. Like literally, the
Well, how
only
come that
thing-
match was magic and then it wasn't?
Well, because of the build was garbage. That's
the way
problem
they
with a
decided
lot-
to go with it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I didn't see the
really
match
don't know.
last night, but the feud going in was built weirdly, and then the non-finish at Backlash was literally the Backlash to WWE
Yeah.
for a lot of us, really.
Like, why do you not? First off, why did the reason that I started getting sour on it was the Backlash match, because all right, we end with a non-finish and it's in the middle of the fucking show. Like, there's no other titles on the line. This is This is the title with the most history that you want to make such a big.
eventing these cards.
It's ridiculous.
With, like,
For Backlash, who gives a fuck? SummerSlam, that's a different thing.
Like, if you're building Shinsuke versus AJ as a dream match that we've been waiting all of this time, why don't you bill it as your main event? It's also got arguably the biggest title in the company on the
it
line.
was set up to be disappointing. The way they set that
obviously,
up.
because it was.
They're like, don't worry about this match,
For
even
3
though it's the
months.
match you wanted.
Well,
You
it's
guys
also
won
the-
forever.
It's the title with the most history because the unified NWA and WWF title.
Multiple
right.
times.
Like-
multiple times.
which is kind of neat what they're doing with the NWA title now, though, too.
Oh, absolutely.
I like Nick Aldis. I've watched some of his matches on like Wrestling from Hollywood. He's pretty good. He's good, and I think him and Cody are going to have a fucking classic.
Did you see the
think-
last
I don't know what they're going to
episode?
do with that.
Did you see the last
because
episode? though?
supposedly
Cody's winning.
No, but I mean, like they haven't technically booked that as a main event because what was it? Cody had to win the Ring of Honor title, right?
Cody laid out the challenge. I'm going to win the Ring of Honor title, and in going into All In, it's going to be title versus title. Winner takes.
But he
all.
didn't do that.
But he hasn't done it yet. In fact,
Yeah.
Does he
in
have a
fact,
match
Dalton
with
Castle
Dalton?
doesn't even have the title anymore.
Well, Jay Lethal has the title now.
yes.
Oh, I did not see that.
Jay
Yes.
Lethal won it on TV.
That's why.
Oh.
And as soon as I heard about it, I got spoiled.
Is that a mistake?
No.
Really?
Jay Lethal's been on a comeback where he went on a little bit of a losing streak, and then he dropped the promo. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna beat everybody who's beaten me, anybody who's in my way, and get back to the top. And he did exactly that.
Yeah, and then
Jay
within
Lethal's
days
a
of,
guy-
and then in days of that, he got accused of sexual
Wanted
assault
to
sort
not
of
like
stuff.
him won me over.
Was that?
Jay Lethal's a guy I wanted, like all those other guys I was saying, like wanted to not like him.
But
He's won me over
Yeah.
so much.
He's too good.
Yeah.
Love.
And within,
Well,
with-
then, and then somebody showed me the promos he cut against Ric Flair
They're the
at
best.
TNA. and
Ah,
I had
they're the
never
best.
seen that, and I was like, oh, how was I hating on this guy?
they're so good.
But that's not the latest angle. The latest angle from NWA is Nick Aldis' next opponent before All
Which is
In.
who?
Flip Gordon.
Really?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Because Flip is still not booked. It's been the running gag for like the last couple months now.
Well, going back to the New Japan show, what other things caught your attention from that?
I mean,
one?
I like I said, I like I thought it was a good blow off between the Bucks and Sonata and Evil,
For sure.
and now that opens that back up. I mean, fucking his neck is fucked, but fucking
yeah, man.
Takahashi. I mean,
Whew.
and like I'm watching that shit with my buddy. We watched it. We threw it on right after the UFC card.
Right.
We threw on fucking the Cow Palace show, and I'm just like, we just watched it, and like all these guys who don't watch wrestling were there because we were there
Losing
watching
their minds, probably.
it. And they were just like, what the fuck?
yeah,
happened?
Yeah.
Because New
Oh my-
Japan is real.
Yeah.
That's
Called
the easiest.
it's named the Steenalizer.
It's brutal.
When
we
Kevin Owens
we
did
did
that back in the
exactly
80s.
that.
Yeah.
We did exactly that
saw
when it
it-
happened.
I saw the setup. I'm like, oh,
I've
no.
seen it already. I've
Oh.
seen, and I watched that GIF twice already.
Yeah.
I
And
hate
I'm
that you
just
say
like-
GIF. I know it's not the way you're supposed to say it, but GIF is GIF.
Jif is
goddammit.
peanut butter. That serves a gift.
I know it's
I'll
not.
tell you the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
That I always say.
Ah.
The
I
guy
know.
who created them, that format, that file type,
he's
calls
wrong.
it a GIF. And you get to name things you create, even
Yeah, I
if they're
know.
stupid.
He's
Yes.
wrong.
I first seen that move back
Like
in
the universal title.
Yeah, I don't mind the name of the title at this point. Everybody hates that title for some reason. I don't know why.
hate it that much.
It's a title.
It's been like 2 years now. You all gotta get over.
It's
3 years we're going on.
It's the TNA Legends title. Let's call it what it is. I mean,
I forgot about that title too. Wasn't that the one that got turned into the King of the Mountain?
Yeah, the brown strap, right?
The reverse fucking Money in the Bank thing that they
the
ladder match.
Rumble.
It's so stupid.
You can still
Way to fuck up a ladder match,
They recently
guys.
showed a clip of it. They recently showed a clip on a GWN moment of the week, and
I think-
as you're watching the chat room, I'm watching it on. It's just like I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
I literally heard. I never, because like I said, I never really watched TNA, and then I heard about that. I was like, that sounds cool. And then I tried to look up the rules, and I was like, it's also kind of even War Games. It's just these rules are retarded.
At least War
War
Games.
Games is moderately simplified.
At least you don't go back in the penalty box in War Games.
The fact that there's a penalty box.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Honestly, just bring back the triple cage from Ready to Rumble.
Exactly.
That was dope.
Oh, man.
That's a King of the Mountain match.
I think
It's a mountain.
It's the same problem they had initially with War Games. They're like, wait, how are we supposed to turn this into something good on TV? Because on TV, it looks like a disaster. It's just like the last that one match you absolutely hate that Jinder brought back.
Oh, the
Punjabi prison.
Where
You
you can't see
not
anything.
Exactly. You can't unless you're
Yuck.
close. You can't see shit. It's the same problem you got with that triple
No, but
stack.
it's also the dumb rules. It's like, well, now the door is open for 15 seconds. Why is the door open for 15 seconds?
Wait, am I not allowed to use this door
best
anymore?
part-
What are you talking about?
The best part was designing a match around a guy's gimmick who can't do the match.
Yeah.
That was the best part of it. The first one didn't even have him in it. The first one was The Undertaker.
Actually, I'm gonna. Yeah. Sure, 'cause he got hurt.
Undertaker and Big Show.
It was a gimmick match built around this guy.
Did he get hurt, or did they
couldn't even
realize,
get in the
oh my
camp?
God, this motherfucker cannot climb
a cage.
either of these fences that we built? Now we got
but
this thing
he
and we're stuck
climbed
with
the
it.
second fence.
Yes,
Right.
he did.
In the
he went
gender
up
match.
to it, but he didn't go down.
He couldn't get over it.
He went
though.
a couple feet. That's about as far as I need.
Go figure.
Fuck you,
Kali
Randy.
can't get over.
You think they would? Yeah, just built a side and be like,
Right.
Can you get up that?
Yeah,
Let's
I'm surprised
see.
he didn't just rip the thing open.
Yeah. That would have worked.
That would have made way more sense.
But no, I actually want to ask you guys something. Guys,
Sure.
right here. How did you guys feel about Jinder's? Because I did not hate it.
It was okay.
I thought they should have
It was
built
good.
him a little bit
Yeah.
better. I think they could have built him in. It's again, they don't take the time.
Yeah.
They could have built Jinder pretty easily. They pair him with the Sings. They help him win a couple of matches.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't need you.
The
And he starts beating jobbers and gets progressively better and then starts
The
chicken shit
problem
heel.
with that is that they did the same promo for a month.
It wasn't even the promo. It was the same finish for every one of those title
And-
matches as well.
yeah.
With
It-
Orton, you mean?
With
Yes.
Orton and then Shinsuke, if I'm not mistaken, it was
thought
like the same
matches
thing.
were- I actually
They were
enjoyed the matches.
they were
with
relative.
Shinsuke, though.
Yeah, they were
I
relatively
enjoyed
okay.
both. I enjoyed both. This was like a classic. It felt like an old school heel run. I got my sidekicks. I was
And
looking
the Singh
for.
brothers are fucking incredibly
great.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Randy
looking for
Orton
some
nearly
crafty
kills him,
wins.
They got those carpet salesman shirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, my friend, this TV for you, $900.
Come on. Even what they were doing with Roman was entertaining. The only problem was we knew what the finish was going in. Roman's going to beat this guy.
Yeah.
That was the only problem with it. There's nothing wrong on his end. It's
This is a create. It was
It
what
was
he was
just a
being
creative.
told to do.
Yeah.
And when you do all right, first week you do the goofy voices and you make fun of Shinsuke's
Yeah.
thing or whatever, but after that
We've
you
seen
got
this
to
before.
change it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's
Just
the
cut a
thing.
different promo.
So WWE, their new way to swerve you is Roman didn't win. Whereas
I want him
the
to
end
not
of the
win
Cow
for a
Palace
year.
show, the end of the Cow Palace show,
Great.
right? That was just like, oh, we all kind of knew this was a possibility. Now we're watching it, and holy shit, Haku is there.
Yeah.
This is the best thing I've ever fucking seen.
I never thought I'd say
And it was
Wolfpack
just-
was cool.
Yeah. This is the official
went full
Wolfpack phase.
Wolfpack.
But they had to.
It's
Yeah.
but
They had
it's
to.
just wrestling being wrestling.
Exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
just like,
Exactly.
why are you trying to do other shit, dude?
Right. Just be wrestling.
Be wrestling.
Exactly.
Because wrestling, when you get a bunch of fucking cool ass dudes, like fuck it, the Wolfpack.
You
Like,
heard it here, folks.
There is nothing cooler than that GIF of Scott Hall getting hit with a beer and then fucking swiping his hair
Yup.
back. There is nothing cooler than that moment
Yeah.
in wrestling. And like, just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Just keep giving me those.
Yep. when
What do
Adam
we
when
even
Adam
do
Cole joined the Bullet Club and they super kicked everyone with the super kick counter,
Yeah.
it was the greatest fucking moment
Yeah.
ever.
But here's the thing.
Mr. Wrestling 3's counters going off
Yeah.
in the corner. He's getting
The
kicked.
entire
Kevin Kelly's
show,
getting
no
kicked.
super kicks
Cameramans
at
are
all.
getting kicked.
It's all
Greatest
at
thing
the end
ever.
of the show.
Greatest.
Ah.
But also, just like everybody knew, fucking AJ Styles had to get fucked up by Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega had to take over the Bullet Club. But
It was
when
awesome.
When he said, "Because Bullet Club is for life," except AJ Styles, it's the best fucking thing. That's the thing is like they're telling these because that's the thing. That's why wrestling works. You're telling these simplistic stories that just fucking play to the basis of your reptile fucking brain. Just fucking tell the story.
Just being with
Yeah.
the bros, being with the boys.
Yeah.
You want to be part of the club? Everyone wants to be part of the club until we don't want you in the club anymore.
Right. And that's been a thing that even like if you go back, like I think last year's G1, Tama was saying this shit already. It's like,
Yeah.
look, nobody leads me. You either have my respect or you don't. And this shit that is going on between these two has got to stop soon.
How long before he calls Kenny Omega a faggot? Somebody's
I don't-
gonna do it.
somebody's gonna
eventually.
do it. Somebody's
gonna do it eventually.
For sure. It'll be Tama. Actually, you know what? It might be Loa
Where is this coming from?
because he's bi.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying. But like
There's
he's just saying.
literally a CD with the insert of the Golden Lovers CD is them like about to kiss.
Yeah.
So at some point,
Somebody's
they're gonna
Everyone
need
is
heel
kissed.
heat.
Everyone has kissed everybody in BC. If you've been watching that show, you couldn't escape a
But you
peck
know
on
what
the
I mean?
face.
At some
Somebody's-
point,
yeah, I
somebody's
agree.
gonna really need some heel heat, and
Yeah.
you're allowed to say whatever you want.
You can.
Japan.
But at the same time, because the internet exists, it's 2018.
Yeah, but that's
you
a
really
Jap-
don't want to take that.
But the
I don't think
only
you wanna take that.
caveat to that is they're a Japanese company and they
Yeah.
don't give a shit about what you think.
No, I know that. The only problem is their other major market, the United States, which
Yeah.
you're trying to break into. I can't imagine as a singlers wrestler you'd go as far as to call somebody a faggot.
It is kind of. I'll tell you this is kind of true.
It's not a good idea.
where they were calling like it does. There
We'll
have
get
been
Ralph
that-
in here. He'll call somebody a faggot right now.
I'll call Ralph a faggot, even though I know he's probably just one of the straightest guys in here.
Ooh, Ralph, what a faggot! Fucks all those hot young chicks.
Exactly.
What a gay fag.
I fucked what's her face? I don't even remember her name anymore.
Fucking,
Sorry, I cut you off.
I thought that. All right, okay. Like, is that a possibility? Yeah, that's totally not out of the realm. I don't see that happening. Because that would be a little. I feel like that would be a little too divisive. I
There's
can't
too
believe
many-
I'm saying
there's
this.
too many shitty people.
Divisive
That's an annoying
for
thing.
I just don't want it to go there, even though like it could,
And, like-
and it'd be kind of cool, but obviously at the same time not.
that's the thing is like. WWE got that backlash after Junior cut those promos on fucking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just like those
Yeah.
were fucking when they said he eats dog. I'm like
Hilarious.
He's supposed to be
it
a
was
bad
so
guy.
old. It was so dad joke realm. Like where I'm wondering, like, why you even
They
like
were called
boo this? But
they were called transphobic for the
Yeah.
for the thing with Bobby Lashley's sisters with Sami Zayn.
I sat there. This is why we're not on Twitter anymore for the most part.
Yeah,
Like I'll
stupid.
at least for the podcast. Like I'll look at it every so often, but I can't interact there anymore because anything you say, it's like you guys are calling transphobia for what? Like it's a funny gag.
Twitter
Are you
ended-
kidding me?
Shouldn't the bad guy in this story about good guys and
If
bad
Twitter
guys
ended for
be
me-
despicable?
He's supposed to make you boo him.
Exactly.
Does that make you boo him? Does that make you want to yell and
Yeah.
say terrible
Twitter
things
ended
to
for
him?
me
Then
with
fucking
Alexa Bliss
boo
fat
him.
shaming. You remember Alexa Bliss fat shaming Nia Jax?
Oh, yeah.
Like they blew up over that, and I was like, all right, you guys are stupid. Obviously,
I got into a heated argument on another show, TWM.News' show, and like they were saying like, "Oh, that's too far." I'm like, "All right, first off, all of you need to shut the fuck up because does this make you want to boo Alexa Bliss?" Yes.
Not me.
Then, but as
love Alexa Bliss.
right, I agree with you. But
Every time she comes
if
out.
you don't like what she says, what's the best answer for that? Boo the ever loving shit out of her.
Yeah.
That's your answer. Is it's not?
Yes.
We get told how many times wrestling's
I'll be
fake,
honest,
right?
You know that sucks about her burrito bowl that time though. I felt really. How could she? How could Nia do that? to
Yeah,
her?
those are expensive.
right.
I was hungry.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, you don't feel bad for her with that.
No.
With that fat bully, Nia Jax.
Dude.
We had legit discussions where I had to defend my point. It's like, oh, that's too far. I had that happen to me. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're trying to, like you said, your reptilian fucking basic instincts. It's like you're supposed to hate that person for making fun of somebody because you got made fun of that way too. Boo that person, throw some garbage at them. That's real fucking heat. Good. That means she's doing her job right.
It's like cold reading when you fucking have a psychic. You know what I mean? That's what they're supposed to do. That's why they come out and go, fuck the Boston Celtics when they're in Boston.
Exactly.
Or like come out in a Yankee hat. Or
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I should be hearing Champa's music every time she comes out.
Yeah,
you know?
boo. Which is fantastic, by the way. I love that he has no music.
Devil.
That was another thing that I loved about that, too, is like the NXT crowd knows at least to play the fuck along.
Yeah.
Like you have
Play
some
your
of these
role.
buildings that don't, like, we have a role as fans at least to play a part, and those guys went crazy with it.
I should be able to put on an NXT match and to someone who's never seen it before, and they could figure out who's the dick or not, and who's the, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
You go by crowd reactions. I was informing him on the way over here that so Enzo Amore's active on
Enzo was
Twitter
right.
again because he got cleared of any wrongdoing. Mm-hmm. And he's going as far as to sell. If you're familiar with the shorts he had, with the poo.
You know the whole
in the back?
situation with Enzo, right?
Yeah.
So he's now putting out basketball shorts with it says consensual on the front with a little heart in the shape of the O.
Oh man, that's
because it came out that everything he was saying was absolutely true.
Look, it definitely seemed that way even from the jump. You don't want to defend everyone right off the bat, but like his kind of was just like he's like she's just trying to get Instagram followers, and it seemed like that's what she was doing.
Seemed like
it really did. The story, and you gotta hear both
Raw
sides, especially
too.
For something like that. Too.
Breaking it on Raw 20, she broke it herself on Raw 25.
Right.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, it's true.
And it just seemed like a lot of this stuff doesn't jive. Because there was never a police report, and that's what he said. Is like there was never a police report. I had nothing to tell you because there was nothing to say, and it came out the other day that was absolutely true.
So your first thought when you hear that is like bullshit, but then he went as far as
my first thought was
like I make sure it wasn't.
Enzo's a rapist.
Like I called the guy, I called my lawyer to make sure there is no investigation open on me because if there is, I need to fucking know that right now. And
he's another guy, not the best in ring, but what he was doing on 205
was
really
he was on TV every week.
It really worked.
Did you hear the interview that he had with Stone Cold?
No, I have not.
That was the tell-all, yeah.
He does one. I think it's still out there. But he said that what was supposed to go down that night was he was supposed to be in 8 segments that night.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Gold Dust.
Remember the APA poker table in the back?
He was supposed to lose his title to the $1 Million Man as a poker bet. And then Nia Jax was going to win it back via that poker game for him.
And that was a great angle.
Yeah.
And the finish for that angle was him using her as a heater for a month or two to keep the title, but then banging Alexa Bliss behind her back.
Getting caught, making out with her, and then just...
I'm so into that.
Exactly. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, that would have been the greatest thing ever. And he's 205 champion. She's women's champion. It would have been heat for days.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If Twitter wants to blow up on that would have been great. Renzo's a scumbag, blah, blah. Play to the character.
So they actually wrote a decent story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is from his words. This was what Vince was planning because the reason why he was also one of the most hated guys, apparently that shit was kind of real, is because he didn't listen to anybody. He just went directly to Vince. Those were his words. And doing that, you're going to piss people off.
You're going to piss people off, but at the same time, you're going to get to fucking main event a show every Friday.
That's what he was saying. Look, he had guys
I don't need friends.
Triple
I just
H
need one.
warning him, dude, you can't do it this way. You're not going to be able to change the world. He was so convinced he is. Exactly. He was so convinced he was doing the right thing for his career because he was working with the guy.
I think he would have I'll say this: he would have eventually burned out because there's not
Yeah.
much more you can do.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he also did say that too. Like his body was physically spent. Like it was bad.
He's like saying
But
now
I'm,
that
I'm
he's
saying
just,
he could have had a great 6-month run that everybody would remember, and then he could have easily been Jimmy Hart for the next 15 years. Easily could have been modern day Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, which is not a bad gig, to be honest.
Hell, they could have they could have
put him back together with Cass,
and that shit would have made a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But you know,
then you
Could
what
have put
happened
him with
happened.
anybody.
Anybody.
Anybody that needs a fucking mouthpiece.
Anybody
he would've
needs some
worked
heat.
for.
No problem.
Because that's what he was doing with the whole division. He
Yeah.
was putting just using his mouth to build that division and have everybody fucking hate him.
To tear that division down because we already thought it was garbage,
Yeah.
and then rebuild it his way,
Which
and it was
supposed-
going that way.
It's supposedly pretty good.
It was the
now.
most
I wouldn't know,
it was
though.
the most interesting. It was the most interesting going on 205 Live forever.
I mean, no, Drew Gulak
Yeah,
Exactly.
is fucking.
Another guy they
no,
never
I
pulled
like
the,
Drew Gulak.
He's amazing.
Yeah, we love him too, but it's
awesome.
another guy that they're never going to pull the trigger with. It feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's like, Drew, are you free for the UK show? Yeah, man. I'll do
it
that.
feels like everything that's not on that fucking the main shows is great.
we got-
except for what's on the broadcast.
We
Well, yeah,
got
like, look
midterm
at NXT.
elections coming up, and he would be the perfect guy
Oh
to
my
go
God, that's
for the election gimmick.
they missed the boat with make Darren Young great again.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I
they
don't
fucked
know.
that up.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how.
How you have crazy Bob Backlund. First of all, who is more entertaining than crazy Bob Backlund?
It's the best.
and then you have him, and then they did. How do you not do anything
I don't know,
with
man.
that?
I don't know, man.
We had a whole half an episode. We even put it into one of our intros.
We have audio.
where we went through it. It's
You
like
could have had Bob Backlund
so funny.
choking him out after every match, getting him stronger. You know what I mean? Like that's
Oh,
how
I
Darren
didn't
Young
even
gets stronger. There's so many.
Every time he loses, he puts him in the chicken wing.
I'm like, what the fuck? For a second, I had no idea what you're talking about, and I just put you.
Then you just think about pictures like, and by like the fourth time it happens, Darren Young's just like,
All right,
okay.
put me in
And
it.
leans
Put me
into
in it.
But he keeps getting better. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't build guys anymore.
Nope.
That's
No.
why I said they could have built Jinder as a fucking monster
Mm-hmm.
with
He looks like a monster.
Yeah. But everybody started hating on Jinder because it was just like, oh, this is that jobber guy. And like, you guys need to get your heads out of your asses because it doesn't fucking matter
But if they
what
would've
he
spent-
was.
if they would have spent 3 months,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You pair him with the Sings, you have him win like a high profile feud, and everybody's like, oh, you can't win without the Sings. Then he sends them away. Then he
Mm-hmm.
starts beating local talent.
Right.
Then he gets like mid card, starts thumb in the eye stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then he starts healing it up.
Cheat.
Then he brings the fucking Sings back, but by that time you've already seen the guy win fucking 30 times.
Right.
And you're like, all right, I'll watch this guy beat the shit out of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a credible champion.
Welcome to WWE.
My first question is:
3
like,
months.
I know. They even said they did
Where does
a
the
month.
heel cheat? Where is it? Where is it coming?
Yeah.
God, it's not coming right now, is it?
yeah.
That's one thing that
It
kills
said,
it.
it said they did like a month of the same promo.
Yeah.
And we
well,
got
that was
bored.
something that was great about the fucking like they very rarely do it in WWE, but the ref positioning with the cheating, and it
Mm-hmm.
happens in UFC. That's the actual thing. Is like it happens in the UFC, and people go, the ref didn't see it because he was standing here, and it actually legitimately happens. You can
Really?
use it as a storytelling tool. It's happened. It doesn't happen.
Not all the
Like,
time.
But but like here's the thing. It happens by accident.
Right.
Whereas guys like gets poked in the eye and like I
Right.
didn't
Like
see
in the
it.
DC
You gotta
match.
go.
Oh, that's the
Well,
best.
he
That's
saw
the
it in the DC
Yeah,
match
yeah.
though.
No, but like you gotta but you gotta be like, but you can. It's a storytelling tool that they don't use, like in the Juice Switchblade match with the low blow and then the cast.
Right.
It's like it's a perfect and like the low blow.
And
came
Red
from
Shoes is
positioning.
perfect for some stuff like that too, like because he'll just go to the corner and try and just give the title back or something like that, and then there's still a fucking match happening behind
Yeah.
him, but he also lets everything go anyway,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is part of the great thing
That
about
was
New Japan.
like the weirdest part of that match was just the throwing him into the desk. You know, JR does his little bump, and then you got Josh just going like, "Yo, you fucked up now," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"We're live, buddy. This is part of the angle, right?"
The F bombs that were dropped on Axis TV this last week were phenomenal. Like I've
Look at that
never seen,
motherfucker run.
I've never seen that many F bombs dropped on regular TV before.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have standards and practices to worry about on that
They're
channel.
like, "Screw it. We're on deep cable. We got to get these eyes. Get these eyes."
Did you guys want to talk about what we actually have to quote unquote look forward to this weekend on Extreme Rules at all?
No.
Well, Extreme Rules has never been a good pay per view.
It can be.
I mean, it's had some fun ones. Like I remember it was about a year or two back. The Newark Extreme Rules that we went to
wasn't bad. I
was
kind of
pretty
like-
awesome. That was the one with the Roman Reigns, AJ Styles title
And that's when
match.
Seth came
That
back.
was great.
Seth came back. That was the Fatal 4-Way for the IC with The Miz,
Yeah.
Cesaro,
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't think it was Kevin. It was some other guy, and it
Cesaro's
was
the guy-
awesome.
now he's off TV.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why
not for the right reasons.
they're just off TV, I guess.
taking a break.
Well,
Yeah,
he was
maybe.
in Switzerland this week or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, I guess. I don't know. But it says there's 11 matches on this card.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
I don't know
How
which
many
ones are going to
pre-show
be on the
ones?
pre-show.
How many pre-show ones?
I know
they don't
that the
lift it, you know?
Sanity versus New
Day.
Day is on the pre-show. That's
Okay.
the one I know.
That's the one. Everyone
Outside of that means that there's only two actual Extreme Rules matches or style, like matches that you would consider are extreme.
I believe
Gimmick
there's
ones.
a cage match,
and there's an Extreme Rules match, and that's it.
and there's an Iron Man match.
That's
Oh,
not
that's
an
right, yeah.
extreme. I wouldn't call it. You know what I mean?
First
I
of all,
guess
how's there 11 matches when there's a 1 hour match?
30 minutes?
30
Oh,
minutes.
it's a
Yeah.
30
It's a
minutes.
30 minutes one. They don't do full hour Ironmans. They make it 30 minutes now, I guess.
It could get a little boring, especially this day and age. Everyone's looking at their fucking phone. They're like, match still going on, guys.
I don't know, man. That hour and a half Okada fucking Omega match
Was
had my attention.
Different show.
amazing.
That's the thing. It was a completely different show.
But here's the
and
thing:
it,
is like Ziggler and Rollins could fucking. I have a feeling that
Could steal it.
I have a feeling Ambrose comes back.
He has been gone for a while.
Well, no,
while.
just because Galloway's there, and also
Yeah.
he's a guy that I'm just like, we do something with this guy.
Yeah.
He was great as NXT champion.
Yeah, man.
Loved him. He's got the fucking look. He's got
he's
the
a king.
fucking,
He's like a former king of Europe. As far as
I feel
titles
like they're
go.
doing all right with the three of those guys right now, though. Like,
Yeah.
it could be better, but it's not bad. Like,
No.
they're doing, because Seth Rollins is the
It
man.
could be worse.
Do you think? So I mean, clearly Roman versus Bobby Lashley main events this card,
God.
which
Yeah.
is infuriating.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'd like to see fucking Rusev and fucking AJ Styles.
But there's
they're gonna put on
nothing
a
to
great
talk about there.
It's a-
No.
How did he even become them? I don't have no idea how he became
That
number
gauntlet
one.
match.
I did not.
This is the Nia Jax Ronda, not Nia Jax.
No,
one.
it's Nia
It's
Jax,
Nia Jax,
Alexa
Alexa
Bliss.
Bliss, and Ronda's going to be ringside.
That could be the main.
That
She's the
could be
biggest
the main
star
event.
But at
in the
least that's
entire
a
show. That
but
could
at
be
least
it.
that's a championship.
Yes,
Right. And
that-
it's
that
an
could be it.
Extreme Rules match, so she can get involved because there's no DQ.
Can and will. Yes.
She probably
Yes.
No way she does.
Yes, absolutely.
But here's the thing: she clearly gets involved so that Alexa Bliss wins. Because if you're Ronda Rousey,
You fuck it up.
You want to fucking fight Alexa Bliss, not Nia Jax.
She did say she wants to just beat the shit out of Alexa Bliss,
Yeah,
though.
that's
you
just
go.
going to be for fun.
So she's, I don't know.
Could be to the. It could be. at
So
the
she
end of the
maybe
match.
just beats up Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax and then throws Alexa on top of her so she can fight her for a title.
Yeah.
Eh,
Could very
We'll see
well
that.
be the case.
AJ Styles Rusev just hasn't had any real story behind it.
Zero.
They just like they've had like why do
Rusev
you
Day
have
is coming and going. It's what it feels like.
Rusev has cut some good promos.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
He did say he will definitely win because he already told his mom that he's winning. He's like, I called my mom long distance.
My
in
mother's staying
Bulgaria."
up. My mom's staying up in Bulgaria. She's watching it live on the network. Yeah, I know. It's like 4 a.m. there. She's a tough woman. It's coffee.
It's one of the best things they have going, and it takes them 9 months to pull the goddamn trigger on.
Well,
Like-
here's the thing: is like it's another thing where it's just like you have them win the fucking tag titles at WrestleMania and then have the Bludgeon Brothers win on Monday.
Fine.
You get fucking the biggest pop in the history of fucking WrestleMania, and you get the fucking biggest heat on fucking the next night on Raw. Like, why not just do that? Like it makes
know, man.
now like New Day Usos. That's all we can. They can only see 2 things at a time.
Yeah, which is mind-boggling to us because what did they say? Like
It's-
30 minutes
you
ago.
gotta remember, though,
they don't have
Guys like
they
New Day
too many talented
Usos,
people.
they busted their ass for a long time to get that TV spot, and they're not just gonna give it up. Like that would be a great disservice to suddenly just take them off of TV because you want to feature AOP. It's not AOP's time yet. They're definitely wrestling
Sure.
main event on the network.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's where
given
they
that
are
the
right now.
fact that this show sometimes puts me to fucking sleep.
Yes,
But
Come on.
But
It's
even
just too
the,
long.
even the Deleter of Worlds thing, right?
Could still be so much better than what it is right now.
The fact is, they should be treating the woken Matt Hardy, they should be treating him like Mankind was originally treated.
Right.
Like that's how that character should be working. You should be watching Mankind and Kane, but fucking instead of Paul Bearer as the mouthpiece, Bray is the fucking mouthpiece
Right.
for their team. You know what I mean? Like you should be watching that again, and that was a great run. And it was compelling.
And or maybe just do the weirdo segments more with the compound and everything, like they were doing
Yeah.
with all that stuff. That's why it was so over in the first place when they were
That's why
with a
Heath
different.
Slater and Rhino worked.
Right,
It's like
which
they-
I don't understand. Like those guys could be doing.
Heath Slater.
You could
I am
still
a
be
Heath
doing. I love
Slater
Heath Slater
fan.
still.
Oh, massive.
Yeah.
He's got
Huge.
kids, bro.
He-
He's got kids.
No, I'll always. First of all, 3MB was the shit. I don't care what anybody says. I know. Now at this point, I've individually praised all 3 members of 3MB on this podcast.
3MB was the classic piss break
Oh, it was
for a while.
I will.
I'm just one man.
I will fucking watch those guys fucking get pinned in 30 seconds.
The funniest
But
part about Slater's
Raw
music.
1000, the Raw 1000
Yeah.
thing was the best. The build-up where he like lost to Doink and the only one he beat was Doink, but he lost to like Vader and fucking then Lita beat him up and like
I forgot
it was
about that.
so
It was
great.
great. He was losing to everybody.
And that's when he was like, I need my own band, and he brought out fucking 2 guys that weren't doing anything.
I love Heath Slater's music because it starts off as I'm just one man, but as you get to like when you get like hit it again, like after the minute goes by, it's still just the 3MB song.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like I'm a 3-man band. Like
It still
like,
says it.
Come on, guys.
I'm a 3-man band. I'm
Yeah, you know.
every instrument in the. Oh, dude. I'm still a massive Slater Rhino.
I thought that was a great.
Rhino's hilarious.
I was really glad that. Here's the thing: is like that's a rare instance where they're like, oh, these guys are. Fucking,
Yeah.
Let's give them because everybody was like, it's going to be.
It was
American
because
Alpha.
of the brand
Right.
split, and they're like, we got one team that we got to put these straps on that are going to make this
I
show.
thought it was
No,
going to be
but- and they
Slater
were
and
right
Rhino
place,
once
right
we
time.
got like halfway into it because I'm like, oh no, we want American Alpha, but Slater and Rhino were about to win these titles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the writing was on the walls. Like these guys are too funny and too entertaining to not give a shot to. Because once you made it that Slater had to get the titles to get a job,
Yeah.
we're not firing Heath Slater.
No.
No, they let him work Bret Hart. They're not firing the guy who can work with crippled Bret Hart. Like it's just I mean, like whatever. That's like the smarkiest I'll ever sound,
Yeah.
right there. But it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're not firing this. He's always entertaining.
Yeah.
They could give him anything to do, and he can get beat up believably and pull off moves on guys without hurting them.
Pelvis
that are-
Wesley.
Yeah, exactly.
Southpaw, bro. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's
I watched it when it first.
Oh, good. Gotta get the t-shirts.
the only thing I'm really looking forward to is Ziggler versus Rollins. Finn Balor's fighting Baron Corbin in a regular match.
That could be good though.
Hardy versus Nakamura for the
That
U.S.
could be
title.
good. It could be good.
But we have no lead-in for it because I guess
Yeah, I don't
Shinsuke got bit by a dog apparently. Did you hear about that shit?
No.
Oh yeah.
They were crossing the board. I guess they were going to Canada.
No. It was in every major arena they have local police do security sweep for bombs and stuff. It's regular. Apparently, it's regular protocol, and sometimes police are present, sometimes they're not. So Shinsuke was in a room that was being cleared, and dog bit him.
One of the fucking canines.
Sherman Shepherd bit him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're assuming
You know
it's
what
a
happened?
racist dog.
I think that dog saw his feud with Bobby Roode, and he
fuck's going
did
on?
not take kindly to the Shirahinyu or whatever it was.
That dog's
Yeah.
grandfather worked at a Japanese internment camp 70 years ago.
Exactly. You ate my daddy. Arr.
So that's why he's been off TV for a while
Yeah.
because he was supposed to have this better thing with Jeff Hardy, and it's just
Dog bites man, that's news. Dog fights back against Asian culture. That's big news.
Absolutely. Start a revolution.
What else is on this fucking show? Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No for the tag team
Which one's
titles.
getting booed heavily? The Roman Bobby match, right?
Yeah, nobody wants to see
Dude,
that,
they
but
were.
it's all
I mean,
right.
he's from Boston, I guess, right? Because they were cheering him.
Bobby, right?
Bobby last
because they
the
want
chance.
anybody but Roman at this point.
But here's the thing: it's
Boston's one of
typically
those-
just been Roman sucks,
right.
Yeah.
It
You know
was
what I mean?
actively for
and
Bobby.
for the city of Boston to actively cheer a huge black man.
Unless they're playing basketball for him. Even their football team is a bunch of white dudes. Name me a black receiver since Randy Moss on that team.
Boston's very culturally diverse, and they're like a spin-off of New York City in the sense that they're like, hey, we know what's going on in this show. Boo! Ooh, oh, Bobby's here. Yeah, Bobby.
The Finn Balor Baron Corbin is happening in just a regular match.
It's happening.
That's something. I'll be honest. Like I've been paying, like not paying. I didn't even understand how he became the constable. I didn't see that.
Stephanie
just
appointed
happened.
him.
But-
He got a phone call. Stephanie appointed him constable because guess what?
I like that he's now wearing
Kurt's
a
doing
vest.
a terrible job.
He's now wearing a vest and has a pocket watch.
Yeah.
He's the fucking
Yeah.
constable. I'm like, all right, this is. It's pretty entertaining, but again, it's a 3-hour show.
I want them to
They're
do
trying
more with
squeeze
it.
Yeah,
They're not doing
squeezing-
enough with him right
Yeah.
now.
But I mean, I'm hoping that they fucking what are they like? Look, so the same booking I said before with Seth, it could easily be Finn. Just like have one of these guys like beat fucking Lesnar by count out.
Yeah.
And fucking Braun cashes in. Now you build the feud between a smaller guy and Braun.
Yeah.
And
And the
they
guy-
already did the test matches that tested well between fucking Balor and Braun.
Absolutely,
And yeah,
they did.
we had that
They
one
did.
match where Finn almost won.
Yeah.
And he's the only guy that has almost won, unless you're Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar hasn't pinned him, so.
Yeah.
What else has there's a steel cage match
Oh,
between Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens.
I'm going to say this. Kevin Owens wins that match.
I hope so.
He's
well
absolutely going to
be.
escape the cage.
Unless he's dead. And historically, at least, the Money in the Bank winner always loses
Yeah.
until he wins.
typically.
But this is Braun Strowman,
exactly.
so LOL Braun. Is that it? Carmella versus Asuka, and Ellsworth is going to be.
In a
They
shark cage.
apparently fucking. I don't know what the last was. It 2-3 years. They apparently have a shark cage that they really need to get some use out of.
Oh, absolutely.
You know why? I read something about this a while ago. Apparently, they had a shark cage. Mattel
Yeah,
made a bunch
no,
of
they
shark
did,
cage
yeah.
playsets that were not selling.
Yeah.
So they
They needed.
come
to-
up.
That's
they
what we
did that
thought
in
it
NXT.
was.
Yeah, they did that in NXT in Toronto a couple
AOP
years ago.
versus TM61 for the Dusty Classic.
Yeah.
And we were at that
With
show.
good old
and we're
Paul
like, why
Ellering
the
up in the
fuck is
cage.
there a guy in a cage right now?
Because they had to sell a toy. That's
Yeah.
all. But they still got those toys. They must be selling at this point.
Yeah.
So they're gonna keep doing the matches.
The fact that Ellsworth is back makes me laugh a lot.
Yeah, that was a big wall.
It's a nice way to ease us into intergender wrestling too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
watch this guy with no
You
chin
think-
get his ass
hold on,
kicked.
do you think that comes back? I don't think WWE. Because here's the thing: even in that match with Asuka, they had 2 matches. They had a lumberjack match. And
I didn't see it. How was it?
He did not hit a woman
Right.
once.
It's still they have to be very
Yeah.
they have to be very careful. Indies can do whatever the fuck they want, but because they're a
Sexy
public
Star was the Lucha Underground champion.
Yeah.
I know. I understand, but that's also not $1 billion fucking company
Yeah,
either. Like
absolutely
these guys
not.
have billions of dollars on the line, so they have to be way more careful in doing that and have to do
Yeah.
it the right way. Because if you do that the wrong way, you're gonna piss off all the wrong fucking.
She went into
people.
business at Lucha Underground, but they cut that out. TV magic.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh, you didn't hear
No,
about
I
what
completely
Sexy
made that
Star
up.
did?
No, I know what she did.
Like she tried to break Rosemary's arm.
But that wasn't on Lucha Underground.
No.
No,
in
that was
AAA.
that was in Mexico. I was
But that's why they
lolling
cut
right
her out of. But she's not getting booked anywhere
No.
anymore.
Well, yeah, you can't intentionally hurt somebody.
Nobody will do it.
Right.
Nobody will do it in the indie scene.
I
Not in Mexico.
It's
Only
not
in Mexico.
1950.
correct.
Unless your name is Scott Steiner, you can't.
Even Scott Steiner shows
we
up for
almost,
work.
We almost went a whole show without a Scott Steiner reference.
Unless you own a Shoney's, show up to work.
Fuck, I've never actually seen a Shoney's. Like, and I've been a lot of different
I've
places.
only seen pictures of Scott Steiner Shoney's, and then Rick and Morty, and that doesn't really count.
No, it doesn't.
Nah, I don't think so.
And did I miss anything on this show? AJ versus Rusev, Alexa Bliss,
I
Nia,
think
Matt
the
Hardy,
AJ
Bray
versus
Wyatt.
Rusev, if they look, I think AJ wants to have good matches.
Yeah, of course he does.
I think Rusev is like, this is my first championship match.
Yeah, let's blow the doors off.
I think if they have a good fucking, if they have a good ring agent, I think that's a fantastic match. I think
It's gonna be.
it's
You
got
got, you got AJ Styles, who is yet to have a really
I've
yet
never
to have
seen
a
him have a
bad
bad
match with
match.
anybody outside of finishes. No bad matches. And
I mean,
a long time.
I'll be honest, those Shinsuke matches really just didn't.
They should have been
They
better.
weren't engaging. They weren't. Maybe it's just that they didn't
It's the
live up to
storytelling.
the original one.
Yeah, yeah. You
It-
can, which you can
hype-
never do it.
The
but
hype,
the storytelling was
the
weak
hype
sauce.
train was a little too high from them.
Yeah.
And then with what they thought we wanted, they didn't give us.
WWE is like, no, we're gonna take that apart. That's not.
They
what you
tried
want.
milking it too
Let me
much,
show you what you
and
want.
they dried it out before there was anything to like. There was
Yeah.
no more juice left in the damn thing.
And also, it's like I didn't want to see Shinsuke Nakamura turn heel. I just did.
I think that might be the most compelling thing they've done with him so far. Did you get a chance to see the 24?
No.
Or whatever they did.
But I just didn't need to see another foreign heel gimmick.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because they rely on that way too much
lot,
in
often.
general. Like they just do it all the time. The last time it was done well was Rusev.
Yeah.
And he came in on a
and again,
motherfucking tank.
I thought Jinder cut good promos.
He cut good promos. AJ is really the difference maker of the three because they came out with that little mini doc before WrestleMania that made you feel good. Like, all right, this so you can connect with this guy on a more personal level. Oh man, it'd be great if this guy actually won at WrestleMania. He doesn't, and then the low blow to the dick, and you're like, oh my god, what an asshole!
Yeah.
And then all the promos, it worked so well. The music changed, adding lyrics that no one could understand.
I get it. I mean, it could. It's. I don't know.
It's what they do with it ultimately.
He hasn't been doing the foreign heel shtick, which is at least decent. But he has been saying "me no speak English,"
Yeah.
which still pretty good. Still pretty good.
They had a little promo in Japan when they were on tour, where the club invited him in to sort of ring, and they did a little bow. The crowd's like, "Oh!" Shinsuke's fucking guys. Says a little promo, and now I translate because speak Japanese, and it just translate for everyone else. It's not bad.
It's not great either.
I'm holding on to it and waiting for the big payoff.
But again,
I'm holding on to
look at how many times we just named all of the talent, and we can't really get excited for any of them.
Nah, this show
that's ridiculous to me.
No, but I'd say the top half of that card. Here's the thing: it's like you said, there's no real build, and that's kind of the problem with the amount of pay-per-views they have, and the fact that
they rely on Twitter for everything. And I get it; it's 2018, Twitter. But at the same time, just tell me a story on the TV. Don't make me look at my phone.
I think it's a weird thing. It's like they're spending all this money on talent that they don't have space for, so that other people can't have them.
Yep.
But at the same time, they're building their own talent.
They run so hard, dude. Guys get hurt left and right. They have to keep up.
But your point rings true though too, because you have how many people also say like, oh, they're gonna bring these guys up. They're gonna bring these guys up to where?
Yeah.
Where? Like, there's no room here.
What do you do with the
all
Undisputed
got that.
Era? What do you do with the Undisputed Era?
We all got that in our brains because
yeah,
2015 they gutted the entire NXT roster in 2015. They started doing it a little bit again in 2016, not so much last year. We had in our minds that these guys can all go. That may not be the case. They're now a worldwide touring brand, and they're going to hold on to them as long as they need to.
Well,
they didn't take all of Sanity, for example.
What I think WWE kind of wants to do, and it seems like this weird thing. So, the circus doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
No.
Do you guys know what Feld Entertainment is? They're the guys that do, Monster Jam.
Okay.
Okay, and they also have, motocross.
Right.
That doesn't really work worldwide. Wrestling kind of works worldwide.
Yeah.
I kind of think WWE, I think it's their long-term 20-year plan, is to replace the circus as live entertainment.
Right.
Because people will go, and that's why they're building shows off the brand WWE and not wrestlers anymore.
Right.
And I think it's because
Superstar.
and I think this UK thing, it's obviously the easiest transition
Because it's a brand that everybody can
Exactly.
recognize instead of a person.
Exactly, but you start you throw a fucking Chinese one. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have
well,
this
that
in all
seemed
these
to be, I
countries.
think that's what we even talked about it before it was officially announced sort of thing, but that's kind of what they're doing with NXT, and Triple H announced some sort of global initiative, is what he called it, and he pretty much had a map of the world, and it was just different territories, but they were NXT territories. So it's
Yeah.
rebuilding the old territory system, but making it Mexico,
Accessible to
US,
everybody.
Japan,
Well, it won't work in
England, but you know what I mean.
You do Brazil. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You do
And
you do the European one, you do the England one, you do a Japanese one,
Yeah.
you do
Russia maybe.
Russia or something. But exactly, you have you have seven
Yeah.
different territories,
Yeah.
and then every once a year you can have all those territories fight for one major title or something like that, and it gives you opportunities so you can have your
Well, I think
main.
you just create local television and you create local
Yeah.
touring companies that all make money. Again, there's just this thing. People want to bring their kids to a thing,
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't bring your kids to a fucking First of all, I went to an Evolve show with Zach Amico a couple weeks ago.
Right, which is tough.
Oh, yeah.
But I went to an indie show in that same building 3 months earlier. It was not quite full, and there was a lot of kids there.
Right.
But you can't, like, a lot of these things that have name recognition, you can't bring kids to because
Right.
the tickets get bought up very quickly.
Right.
And, like, a lot of people are just like, I'm not going to take my kid to an indie wrestling show. It's just like a weird thing. But if it's WWE's fucking China tour,
Right.
and you go, oh, that's a fun thing for kids.
It's
Right.
because they
Right, because they have that
they
PG
so
rating to
successfully
it,
market
and-
themselves to family entertainment.
And then you rotate some guys out that everybody knows, and you throw them on that tour.
You throw John Cena on. Oh, we're
You
gonna
don't
go
have
see
to throw-
John
you
Cena,
don't
but
have
you know
to
what I
throw
mean.
John
But,
Cena on. You know what I
but
mean?
there is that
You
you
don't have
have
John Cena.
name guy A, B, and C,
Yeah.
lady guy A, B, and C, whatever.
Yeah.
205 Live did a successful tour.
Right, because it has the WWE, like you just said, the WWE name
And
carries some clout.
And they did it in markets that WWE doesn't go to in the United States in very small rooms.
And you can see WWE superstars in a place that you normally don't get WWE at all.
You might not even get wrestling. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man.
Like I went to that UFC
There-
show in Utica, and like they were
fucking-
there were so many people. There were so many people. There was the best crowd for any live show I ever seen, and I'm like, these aren't like named fighters. There was like,
Right.
I mean, there was like one or two guys that like had like there was. I think it was one top 10 fighter on the whole.
But nothing happens in Utica.
We
Yeah.
were in a minor league hockey arena that
Yeah.
sells out a significant.
Those are
amount
some of the
games.
best shows that we've ever been to.
Oh, yeah.
It's just because of, like it could go a bit like Utica Market, which is like there's nothing going on. Let's
Oh,
go
dude.
see some guys get punched in the face.
I'm done going to SummerSlam shows. Like
Oh, no.
that weekend, SummerSlam weekend. I'm not going to see.
We go to NXT and that's
NXT
it.
only.
I would maybe do that.
Oh, and GCW.
We're going to see Janela's Lost in New York.
Yeah,
That's on that SummerSlam weekend.
That's like
the night
Thursday or
before,
Friday or something like that.
See,
Thursday
but I would
night.
go to a show like that. But I'm not going to a WWE show because
No.
the crowds are dead and it's. Dude, I had a guy get mad because I was just drunk and be like, "Get me another beer." I'm at a fucking wrestling show for fuck's sake. And so somebody was like, "Oh, somebody's got to find this guy a beer. He's just ruining the show." And I'm like,
Let's make him better with a beer.
no, because I was just
Give
like,
him what
I
he
was
wants.
yelling at the beer guy, but I'm just like, I'm at a fucking
Yeah, I'm at a sporting
I'm
event.
supposed to be able to scream. You know what I
I'm
mean?
supposed to
Yeah.
throw this beer
Yeah.
at that guy.
Yeah.
And that was a WWE event you went to.
SmackDown after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And
that's
there's
tough.
Also,
SmackDown is
Barclays-
definitely the 8-year-old show.
yeah.
Yeah. Barclays was out of beer.
Oh, get
By
out
the
of
end
town!
of the show. By the end of the show, they were out
Wow.
of beer.
Holy
Like,
shit!
because of the week, the whole week.
Yeah.
But no, what I'm saying is, like, the adult fans
Yeah,
were just being like, ugh, what is this guy yelling about?
Yeah.
Welcome to
And I was just yelling
2018.
at- yeah, like,
that's TV, bro. That's why we don't do TV.
why we stopped.
We've done all the TV shows. Like we were there for some of the best ones and some of the worst. And no more. It's just start stop.
We were
start,
at that
stop.
one
I hate it.
Barclays show
I
where
was
The
in a-
Rock had to save it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
We were
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We were there for Kathy Lee Hoda.
Oh boy, was it bad!
And the
But The Rock showed up in it.
and then the Wii match that where they were both they're in costumes and everyone's just like, this is stupid.
Right,
Oh,
that was Hornswoggle in the gator costume.
yeah,
Oh boy, was
Yeah,
it bad!
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
No,
that look on your
Against El
face.
Torito.
Let's just say this, though. We'll see.
That
was the best
That was
thing
the
ever.
greatest thing ever. When you go all in, and it's going to be
You had
great.
Mini JR and King and everything. That was great.
Swoggle goes on does podcasts occasionally, and whenever anybody asks him, he always refers to that match, the one in Philly, and I think they did another one in Long Island that was just as awesome.
The like when WrestleMania comes around, we're not doing any WWE shows. We're doing NXT, and that's it.
Yeah.
but we're gonna
I
see.
would have gone to ROH. I would have. I was super hyped when they announced that. I was like, oh, I could. Because I'm not. You guys will travel for wrestling. I'm
Yeah.
not traveling for wrestling.
Understood.
I will never do that.
You don't have to go far.
If I happen to be somewhere, I will. Like when I was in Atlanta, I went to see Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. That
Mm-hmm.
was fucking great. But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way.
right, which is
for-
understandable.
Yeah, it's just like,
you got other shit to do.
yeah, it's just not my thing to travel for.
Right.
But like, I was like, oh shit, Ring of Honor's gonna be here. I could probably see Okada.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
spend $200 on that ticket. I'll spend $250. I would have spent $250 if you told me there was a Ring of Honor card and I could see, and in different matches, if I could. Look, I would watch Okada fight the Beer City Bruiser. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking care. You know, I like the Beer City
Yeah.
Bruiser.
No, it's good.
He's good.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get what I mean? Like, I would watch. I would watch Chaos versus the fucking SoCal Uncensored.
Yeah,
I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
I'm in it. I'm in.
Like, you know what
I
I mean?
bet that. I think that's booked already. Actually,
Yeah, that sounds great. 6-man tag. Sure.
sign me up.
But yeah,
Lij is going to be here too. Yeah, sign me up.
It doesn't seem like NJPW is leaving the West Coast, and I'd love to see those guys perform. And I would have loved to see them at Madison Square Garden. I've actually never been to a wrestling show at Madison Square Garden,
Yeah.
so it's like I would love.
Wait, is that official?
Oh yeah, that is kiboshed.
Oh, what happened?
is-
Like,
Vince, it was official. They have contract. Ring of Honor is like suing Madison Square Garden now.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, because Vince was just like, yo, no.
Because it's always been a deal.
No
for
one's
so
booking
long.
the Garden but Vince.
But Vince only does house shows there now, and MSG needs to pay for that renovation.
Yep.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was like, because technically Ronda Rousey is suspended. I don't know why she had a match at Madison Square Garden last Saturday.
She's suspended from Raw.
Oh.
Yeah, TV, I guess.
TV, sir. TV, sir.
we're
Live shows are still treated like dark shows. No one's gonna see this.
I thought they were going to do like NXT.
No, but the reason I think
MSG.
she actively had a match with. I mean, that's like that's almost a big money match. It's the
She needs
rematch.
matches, bro.
It's the rematch with Nia, with Alexa Bliss
As
and
the
Mickey
ref.
James as special refs. And it's just like that's kind of like a big tier. That's a high tier match.
Yeah.
And they switched the U.S. title. They put it on AJ at MSG.
Yep.
So they are doing stuff with that space.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like you're not gonna like even if you're Vince.
Right.
Like NXT's still gonna sell out. There's literally 50,000 fucking wrestling fans that are
Yeah.
in town just for this event.
It's literally
I
the
thought you would
Garden's literally just for nostalgia
Yeah.
purposes. It sells well because it's a historical building for most major sports.
I thought the thing
Yeah,
to
ran
do
it
would
here.
have been have NXT at MSG.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is actually is like it's twice as expensive and they have less seats than Barclays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
Well,
twice as expensive.
they also have
Yeah.
the theater.
don't blame me.
The theater next on
the
next
theater
MSG
kinda sucks,
Like
let's be
they
honest
like
here.
done, they done an NXT show when I was like, oh, it's a theater. Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just because the seating layout is
It's not great.
best.
I saw
It's not
boxing
great.
there.
Exactly.
not
It's best for like stand up comedy or something where everyone looks there.
Yeah, it's a theater.
Well, anyway, we got to start wrapping it up here. We're well over time as
Wrap
always.
it up.
Plug, sir.
High Society Radio. Listen to it every Thursday on GasDigitalNetwork.com. Free episodes every Tuesday wherever you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. The guest. Thank you again to Gas Digital Network. Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah.
At Giant
for this
Faggot in
lovely
the other
studio.
room.
Giant whore fucking faggot.
This has been at the at the WHPC on Twitter,
all the
Facebook,
love.
all those things. You know where to find us if you're already listening. Tell your friends. That's the most important thing. Tell all of your friends. I'm Howie Farewell. That's Jess Rivero. We'll hopefully see you next week.
Hopefully.
We'll try to make it not 3 weeks again next time. Thanks again, man. We'll see you later.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.